has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
You're going to want to get the SportsGrid app on iOS and Android. It's free. That's why you need to get it, because it's so kick-ass. I mean, this thing is unbelievable. It's got the TV side you can watch. It's got the radio side you can listen. I always tell people when I'm showing them the app, like, if you don't like looking at us, just hit the listen button and you can listen and you don't have to look at us. And it seems to go over well with people. Everywhere I go, I turn people on to the SportsGrid app, literally everywhere I go. I was at my buddy, Pat, the realtor. This guy's a realtor in New York City. And he was a big fan of the show when I was on CERN. And I said, you're going to like this show even better. He said, why is that? I said, because Carver High and I are magical with Mafia and Luke. And it's funnier and it's crazier and wilder. And you can watch it on your phone on this app. Look. And that was it. I hooked him. And he was in. And his wife, he told me. They're both in like this. So you can follow your favorite hosts like Carver High, and you can get in-game odds and everything else. Stories, videos, highlights, everything on the SportsGrid app. Get it today, free. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Did you know we're streaming on X every day, all day, even right now, this very minute? We break records on X with the amount of people that watch us on there. Some days we're great, some days we're not. I get blamed for the days we're not. It's at SportsGrid-Live. You know, you can get the Ferrall Coast to Coast and Ferrall on the Bench podcast on iTunes, Apple iTunes, wherever you get podcasts, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I think you'll like it. Let's look at the lineup for tonight on SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio. On TV at 6, it's Front Office Sports Today. Very exciting new show here on SportsGrid from 6 to 6:30. At 6:30, it's GTD with the Kevin Walsh, 6:30 to 8. 8 to 10, it's the original OG in-game live with Scott Wetzel, my boy opposite picks, and the sportsbook consigliere himself, Dave Sharapan. At 10 East till midnight, it's Sports Rage with Gabe Morency and friends. Of course, the Prime Minister's there, Cam Stewart. So I think you'll dig all those shows. And then on SportsGrid Radio at 8 to 10, it's Carver and Lisi. SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio all night long, like the Four Horsemen. Into the coup de grace hour, the third hour. We've been watching baseball all day. There's still a couple stragglers. The A's finish off the Rangers. 3 out of 4, Carver High. Very impressive. And there are some games tonight of note.
Yeah, we're going to get to all of those. And yes, the A's take 3 out of 4 from the Rangers in Arlington. They beat them 2 out of 3 in Sacramento last week. So a real nice 5 out of 7 for them against one of the teams that's supposed to be the best in that division. Nice job. All right, a few things from last night first. Orioles beat the Yankees 5-4. They did get a homer for Judge, which I'll talk about in a moment. But unfortunately for the Yankees, they had Carlos Carrasco going last night. After giving up a 2-run homer to Ryan Mountcastle, Ramon Urias then joined the party as well on Masson.
Have that same worry. Thinks it'll free him up. Urias gives this one a ride. This is a long way to left, and that ball's gone. 2 home runs in the inning. Ryan for 2 and Ramon for 1. The Orioles take the lead.
I know Judge hit one. We refuse to play guys that have home runs when you lose.
Yeah, we can't do that. It's a rule. Unless it's like some kind of like record-breaking or historical
or otherwise
home run. That's the only way you could do that. But we can talk about this with Judge because it is crazy. Since May 1st of last year, okay, that's a calendar year.
Right.
Regular season only. Remember this. Only in the regular season because
Greatest
we know
hitter
the play
ever.
October wasn't the same. He's hitting .362, .489 on base percentage, .759 slugging. He's got a 1,248 OPS. He's hit 62 homers, and his WAR, which everyone loves to talk about, the WAR is 13.6. Those numbers are a lot more than the next closest competitor, our next closest player in the majors. And how about for this season? I'll give you this too. This is Major League Baseball leaders right now at this point in the season. Aaron Judge is first in batting average, OBP, slugging percentage, OPS, WOBPA, the XRs, the WRC+, OPS+. He's tied for first in homers. He's tied for first in RBIs. F-WAR, he's first. B-WAR, he's first. All your charts and graph wars, he's first. Everything you could possibly think of, Aaron Judge is first so far this year. With what he's doing.
He is the most incredible player I've ever seen in the regular season. And he's also the greatest flop I've ever seen in the postseason in Yankee history. Like, name anyone worse than him in the playoffs. Who's worse than him?
Yeah,
he literally,
it's not.
He goes from heaven to hell. The minute they go into October and play playoff baseball, the guy, he strikes out every single time he's up. He doesn't hit. He doesn't even. Not only that, he can't even foul a ball out, like pop out. He can't even do that. Like he literally can't see the ball. I've never seen anything like it. Not only that, he's dropping line drives right at him that my daughter would have caught.
It's true.
I've never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable.
Rough October. Very rough October.
That's one way of putting it.
Was not good. Padres beat the Giants yesterday 5-3. Phillies beat the Nats 7-2. Nothing like a first inning Schwarbomb to wake everybody up in Philadelphia on NBC Sports Philly.
Fly ball right field. Going back on it is Cruz. Back to the wall. It's gone! Off the facing of the auxiliary scoreboard. Wow, did that ball take off? It's a 3-run home run for Schwarber. And the Phillies jump out to another first inning lead.
He's already got 9 as well. What does Judge have, 10?
Judge has 10, yeah. There's a bunch of guys at 10 right now. Judge, Raleigh, the Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks. There's a lot of guys who are sitting on 10. So there's quite a few at this point. All right. The Jays, with a big come-from-behind victory over the Red Sox. They were getting smashed in this game. They tied the game with, we rang the bell with Santander, who clubbed one into right field with a 3-run shot with a ding-ding. And then in the 10th, Alejandro Kirk on Sportsnet doing the honors.
Pitch. And it's lined to deep left field, and that's a game winner. Guerrero scores. Alejandro Kirk, the hero here tonight, as the Blue Jays come back.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Nice job by Kirk. Mariners beat the Angels 9-3. Seattle's now won 15 of 20. They have the best record in baseball since April the 7th. They had a really bad first week. They've been excellent since then. And, of course, we just turned the calendar to May today.
Here we go.
Yesterday was still April.
Here we go.
Another April, another Mike Trout potential injury. Knee soreness.
Oh, God.
He left the game yesterday. Now, I know they're playing tonight. I have not seen if he's going to be going on the IL or anything like that. So I have not seen them announce any of that. But it's still early for them to get to the ballpark. It's only 2 o'clock out there.
Can you imagine if this guy goes down again with knees? He might as well pack it in.
It would be unfortunate and sad. We don't, it sucks because he never plays anymore.
Do you think he'll ever end up a blackjack dealer in Atlantic City? No,
I think he's got enough money that he doesn't have to do that. He could buy a casino.
You could avoid that. You think we might see him ever walking on the boardwalk? No.
No.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play, and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
How about the Dodgers this week, Mike? I mean, do you think they scored enough runs?
I guess they could have saved a few for this road trip they're about to go on, but yeah, they did a pretty good job. They beat the Marlins 12-7. They've scored 51 runs in the last 5 games. They've won all 5 of those. So, you know, they had a little bit of, they started super hot, had a little bit of a lull, and now they're just back to smashing everybody every night.
Yeah, and I still hate him. So there's no change there either.
Okay. Yamamoto leads the major leagues in ERA, 1.06. These guys are all under 2 as well. Now, Molly pitched today for Texas.
Everyone loves
Although that was a
Molly.
low-scoring game. It was 3-0, and I don't think he gave up all the runs. So Molly's probably still under 2. Max Fried, Hunter Brown, and Jesus Luzardo all have ERAs under 2 as we turn the calendar to May. Bobby Witt Jr. had another hit today in the Royal game. He now has a 22-game hit streak that he is working on at the beginning of May.
Honestly,
yes.
like I like MLB Network a lot. I really do. And I watch it. They got to take down the DiMaggio Witt thing they got going now. They're like,
wait a second.
22
they have a DiMaggio Witt thing up?
Yeah, they've already started like counting it down. You're not.
I can't do that.
You cannot get anywhere near unless you're Pete Rose. When you're at like 44.
40 is what I would say. I think at 40, if you want to put it up there, fine, and start talking about it.
They've already got it up. They're showing him and DiMaggio on a ticker tape. It's unbelievable.
That is nonsense.
That's weak.
You cannot. I mean, you know how many 20-game hit streaks there might be in the majors this year? Probably a bunch. Probably a bunch of guys. Listen, I know it doesn't. It's not as easy as I'm making it sound right now to have a hit in 20 straight games. But
he's
this
a good
guy's
player.
30. He's 30 away. Like let's relax here with all of that. Enough. Chris Sale, first pitcher ever to strike out 10 batters and not walk any at Coors Field and lose. Lost the 2-1 game yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Now,
how about all 3 of those games went under?
All 3 games went under. And then the Braves go home now, 2 games under 500. They had a chance to get to 500. They lost yesterday, so now they're 2 under. We didn't talk about this earlier. Obviously, with the Cubs and the Pirates, Skeens lost today. Did you see the guy who fell off the Clemente Bridge section, the Clemente wall, I should say, out, and that was on the McCutchen double? That was a scary scene. Now, I haven't seen any updates on the gentleman today, and I know he was in critical condition. Look, you can't tell from these grainy videos. It seemed like he got up to celebrate the double and kind of went over the wall. Awful.
That's exactly. He went over the rail and he flipped a couple times and landed on the warning track hard. Like that's basically cement. And he from 21 feet up, that's like, 3 stories, whatever. That's like jumping out a window in a burning building and landing on the cement. I mean, my man was effed up. He wasn't even moving. They wheeled him out on a golf cart, and there were players praying and doing everything. It was a scary scene last night in Pittsburgh.
Really scary indeed. Nice job by all the first responders there at PNC who got to the move quickly, got him on the board, got him out of there, and hopefully he's going to be okay. He's still in critical. We'll see what happens. All right, tonight, light schedule because we had a lot of afternoon games. There's only 4 games in baseball to talk about. They're still in Philadelphia, the Nats and the Phillies tonight, where Taijuan Walker will face Brad Lord.
The Lord.
Going for the Nats. The Phillies are minus 175, plus $1.45 for the Nats, and a 9.5.
I think it's an under, and I like Walker and the Phils at the bank.
The Red Sox and the Blue Jays, we just talked about the walk-off last night. Tonight, it is, you can light the match now there in Toronto tonight. Tanner Houck and Jose Berrios. Both guys have given up 6 homers already this year. Both guys have big ERAs. Minus 120 for the Sox, even for the Jays, and an 8.5.
Yeah, listen, I'm on Berrios. I'm on the Jays. I'm on the over. I think that Houck is ass mustard, and I think he's going to get lit up, and I think there's going to be a lot of runs and home runs in this game tonight. I can't wait to see Tater time. There's got to be somebody involved.
Oh, I actually think we did a double dip in that game. I think we have one for each side. I think we double dipped because it's only 4 games. The Tigers start a 4-game series in Anaheim against the Angels. We'll see what happens with Trout, but Casey Mize will go for the Tigers, and Kikuchi on the mound for the Angels tonight. Minus $1.30 for the Tigers and an 8.5.
Speaking of ass, Kikuchi is exactly that. Give me Larry Mize and the Detroit Motor City Tigers.
And the heavy lumber game of the night. Late night in San Francisco at Oracle, where the Rockies and their 5-25 record come into town for 4 this weekend. They'll have Kyle Freeland tonight. Justin Verlander goes for the Giants, minus 265. Plus 215 for the Rockies and a 7.5.
I'm run-lining the Giants here at Oracle. They'll kill the Rockies. Even though Verlander's finished too, it's the end of the road for him. This will be his last year.
Yeah, it seems like he doesn't have much left. Right, Verlander? He's kind of at the end of the road.
He's got Kate up.
But you see, he has that, which means he's going to be okay. At the end of the day. No,
that's alternate betting right there. You're good to go if you're saddled up to that.
He's gonna be just fine.
He'll be fine.
He's got plenty to go on to. We'll come back. One last thing in the baseball will be the Taters for tonight. We'll get those homers, and then we will start to talk about the hockey.
Everybody loves hockey. 4 games.
6s tonight. 4-game 6s tonight in the NHL. That's
oh my God! Just the way they drew it up. And remember this: there's 2 of the game 6s in the NBA. So imagine that. That means all 6 games are game 6. And who cares about baseball at that point?
Cosmo was supposed to fight Ciaran Clark, but he had to pull off injury. You get the call. You get to go in there. What was it like for you when you got that call, jumping in there and be part of this bantamweight tournament on short notice?
Terrifying, man. 2 weeks notice against a stud, but I've been preparing for my whole life for it, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and saw what happened. I came in there and kind of shocked the world. Not kind of, I did.
Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
We know your other brother Marv did the Knicks forever, but you've done just about every team in the league. You did Ames. You did Dr. J. Dames.
But after 45 years in this crazy business, people kept telling me, you got to write a book. So I did, and here it is.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Everybody loves tater time.
Everybody does love tater time. Only a couple of games tonight, but that's okay. We will get ourselves cooking with the taters. Let's start on the chalkier side. We're actually going to go out west to Anaheim first. And we said that Kikuchi is on the mound. Well, let's go with the big righty, Torkelson. Spencer Torkelson, plus 370. Does have a homer off of Kikuchi in his career. Hitting the ball hard right now. We'll go with Torque. Next. Yes, I think that the Lord will probably give up a homer to Schwarber, Bryce Harper, maybe both. But I actually like the price on the other side, and that's with the Wood Doctor against Tijuana Do You Wanna against Walker. So plus 425 for James Wood of the Nats to go big fly at the bank. And yes, you'll probably get a couple Philly guys tonight who go yard as well. We mentioned the Boston-Toronto game, and we have Houck and Berrios going. Well, let's go, baby. Vlad has started to hit the ball far. He's started to get a little bit of home run swing going. Plus 500 for Vlad against Houck tonight. And Jarren Duran, how about these numbers? Now, I have to get this right.
Duran.
Because it is pretty. Duran, did you know, against Berrios, 9 for 18, that's 500. He's 9 for 18 with 3 homers off of him.
Whoa.
Plus 500 tonight for Duran. And late night, I'm going to go to Ramos for the Giants. Now, he had that Little League homer the other day, but he also hits lefties extremely well. You have Freeland on the mound for Colorado this evening, plus 630 for Ramos. I do kind of like Chapman as well for the Giants tonight against Freeland. So there you go. Torkelson, the Wood Doctor, Guerrero Jr., Duran, and Ramos for the Thursday night limited slate big fly menu for us.
The big fly menu. Styling.
Gotta have it. Everybody loves taters. Even when there's only 4 games,
all that matters.
We can find a few. All that matters is the tater time. All right, how about hockey?
Everybody loves hockey.
Everybody does love hockey, and they love how all these series are coming down to the end here. I mean, this goes the right way tonight, and not sure if it will. I'm sure we're not that lucky, but can you imagine if all 4 of these series tonight go the way that makes it Game 7s over the weekend? I mean, I think we might get at least 2. But if we ever got more than that for Game 7s for the hockey, it would be unbelievable. Let's do last night first. The Caps cleaned out the Canadiens. They win the series in 5, a 4-1 win last night. And how about Ovi opening the scoring once again? And unfortunately, because like you were talking about with Goldie on Ice, the local guys get cut out after the first round.
Fail.
So for the final time in this playoff, our boy Joe Bentinati on Monumental Sports Network.
Leader, all-time #1 when it comes to power play goals. Fires and scores! Right on cue! The Great 8 makes it 1-0.
Listen to your boy Joe B right there, getting involved.
Joe B loving it there. No problem for the Caps. They will get ready to face Carolina now in the second round. Here is Tom Wilson and Ovi. Ovi has been driving this team all year, driving them in the playoffs as well, Wilson says.
Obviously leads the way in, game 1, game 2, just banging bodies, scoring, doing it all. And I just try and follow his lead, but I think I gained a lot of respect for that team over there. They got a bright future, obviously, and they competed really hard, and they got a bunch of warriors. So it was fun hockey, and I'll go get in the ice bath, and we'll get ready for the next one.
Yeah, Montreal's talented for sure, and I think actually Marty St. Louis is doing a great job. We'll see where they go from here. Gabe has said on this show he thinks they'll win a Stanley Cup in the next 2 or 3 years with all their young talent. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But the Caps are just better, more experienced, deeper, and I thought their goaltending was better too.
I've seen now, of course, they'll play Carolina. Carolina, a -150 series favorite over Washington in the second round. So Washington will have the home ice in that series. I think the Caps are going to beat Carolina. Honestly, at first look,
so
I
then
do think the Caps have it.
So I'm gonna ride with you then because I do too, and there's nothing else to say. I don't think they're necessarily better than them, but I think they have been better this season than them. I think they've been better than more playoff success lately.
I think that they've been better than them this season, and I think that there is some magic carpet ride to Ovi this year with those goals. I think they're going to get that to carry a little bit longer.
Cosmo was supposed to fight Ciaran Clark, but he had to pull off injury. You get the call. You get to go in there. What was it like for you when you got that call, jumping in there and be part of this bantamweight tournament on short notice?
Terrifying, man. 2 weeks notice against a stud, but I've been preparing my whole life for it, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and saw what happened. I came in there and kind of shocked the world. Not kind of, I did.
Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
We know your other brother Marv did the Knicks forever, but you've done just about every team in the league. You did Ames. You did Dr. J games.
But after 45 years in this crazy business, people kept telling me, you got to write a book. So I did, and here it is.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. only on SportsGrid.
We were talking to Goldie on Ice, Steve Goldstein, about the Panthers' win over the Lightning last night at Emily to cut their throat, eliminate the Lightning from the playoffs. As the Panthers move on now, they'll meet the winner of Toronto-Ottawa, which continues tonight in Ottawa with Game 6. The Leafs have lost 2 straight after leading 3-0, so the Panthers will just chill the most. And remember, they're the champs. I've been hearing about how, Mike, they played too much hockey. They've just played too much hockey, which I think is bunk. They have played just enough hockey. Believe me, I watched the Penguins go back-to-back twice. This team is lethal. They can win the Stanley Cup again.
They certainly can. They seem to absolutely be debunking all of those theories about not how many games you play over a couple-year stretch. Last night, it was back and forth, 2-2 after 1. Panthers took a lead. Tampa tied it at 3. But then Florida took a lead and never looked back on their way to the second round on ESPN.
Tried to swing one back to Radish, but a good recovery. And Losterainen gets the clear. Moving in, Bennett shoots. Score! Bennett out of the box! Into the back of the net to give the Panthers the lead back.
Bob is just so much better than Sean. I don't have anything else to say.
The amazing thing is he sounds so good every night. And think about it, he's doing a game every night.
Every night.
In another city. Like, he's not getting a
Playing
day off.
Like flights, and he has to get ready for these games and know who's on the lines.
Like the last 3 nights, he went Dallas, Vegas, Tampa, bang, 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 like night after night after night, and he still sounds great on these calls.
Yeah.
Bob's doing a hell of a job.
We got to get him on the show. I know he's busy right now. When it's over, we got to get him on because he's an old friend of mine, as you know, and he used to do my show back in the day, and he has turned into something really special, I think, calling hockey games. He does any sport well. He's really good at everything.
Yeah, he certainly is. So the Panthers are on their way. Tampa, we say goodbye to. You mentioned the Panthers. We'll get the winner of the Leafs and the Sens when that gets all sorted out. In the West, the Jets and Blues were tied 2 games apiece. Now Winnipeg takes a 3-2 advantage back to St. Louis for game number 6. Lots of goals for the Jets last night. Nemestikov giving them extend out to 4-2 on ESPN.
Broken up by Robert Thomas. Connor took it back from Bolduc. 1:15 to go. There is Appleton on the entry. It's Connor. Fed it along. Vlad Nemesnikov from Kyle Connor.
Yeah, Connor had a goal, a couple of assists, and Nemestikov, big goal. So they win. There they go. I still think the Blues will win game 6. This one's going 7.
Well, I know you were mentioning you thought that the Blues yesterday could win the series. Now that they're down 3-2, plus 330 if you think they can win both games. Plus 330 for the Blues.
I mean, I think that it's possible. I think they're going to win game 6, and I think winning in Ferrallapag in a game 7 will be difficult. But I am telling you, they are every bit as good as that Jet team. They have been playing. I think the Blues over the last 2 months have been the best team in the NHL. Playing just winning hockey, straight up physical winning hockey.
If you think they can win in game 6, as you know, as they always say, it's as cliched as it is, it's true. Anything can happen if it's one game for everything. You get to that 7th game, crazy stuff happens. You score a fluky goal, anything. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in game 7s that you can't explain. So as long as you can get yourself to it, you've got a chance to maybe move on. Hellebuck was a little bit better last night. He was also named one of the Hart Trophy finalists. Of course, we've had some goalies win. It's rare. But him, Draisaitl, and Kucherov are the finalists for the Hart. And there's some people who think he's going to win, too, Hellebuck this year. Because the Jets won the President's Trophy, they think he's going to win the Hart Trophy. I don't love it. I think I've said this to you a lot. They have an award. Now, I understand,
That's right.
The Vezina is the best goalie in hockey. It's just like when people try to talk about putting pitchers in the MVP award. I get pitchers have an award. It's the Cy Young. I don't. It's just it is what it is. The everyday guy, the skaters, those are the guys that I think should be getting the MVP. The guys that put the
you're not going to get an argument from me there, and baseball as well. Like we've already figured this out. It's like beating your head against a wall.
Yeah. But don't be surprised if when we do all those winners, it might be Hellebuck that does end up winning.
I got a problem with that, just the way he's played, to be honest with you, in the playoffs. I mean, and not only that, did he not lose in the Four Nations? Like, how many things do I have to watch this guy lose before I'm like, he ain't the MVP of anything?
All those things he loses in, though, are not criteria for this award.
I know,
like
but
Aaron.
it's
like Aaron Judge.
Stick that in your ear.
Judge. Regular season performance, like Aaron Judge. It's the
Who
same.
cares?
It's the same thing for Connor.
Who cares?
All right, 4 Game 6s tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. 4 teams could go home. 4 teams trying to force a Game 7. Let's start in Ottawa and hear from a couple of these coaches because these guys are both good. Here's Berube. Of course, everyone always talks about the big 4, right? Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and Tavares. Berube is tired of hearing about it. They win as an entire team. They lose as an entire team.
Having said that too, Craig, it's whether you do or not, it's really on these core guys to make this work, is it not? And have them lead
It's on everybody, the team. Okay. Yeah, like I get it. It's all I hear around here is core. The core 4. But it's on everybody, the team. We're a team, and it's on the whole team, not just 4 guys.
You know what's great about him was when he played, he was such a hard ass, and that he would just knock the teeth out of your mouth. And like watching him answer stupid media questions to me has always been entertaining because he is just an absolute badass. And everybody knows about the Leafs choking. Everyone, even people that don't even watch hockey, know that every year they hear these people talking about this team from Toronto that chokes. Like people actually know. They're like, oh, didn't we hear that last year? And then every year we talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs choking. And then what they do is they look for someone to blame. They're already blaming them, and they haven't even played the game yet. They're already looking for someone to blame. So, listen, they better win tonight. Either way, they're losing to the Panthers. So, have fun.
Yeah, I think that would be a very tough mountain for them to climb. That's for sure. When it
Both
comes
of these
to that,
teams are in trouble.
Yeah, look, the Panthers are they're the team that's kind of a cut of above, obviously, everybody else in the East right now. I know people think Carolina there. Me and you don't. We don't think Carolina's on the same.
The Panthers will beat them, too.
The Panthers would beat Carolina.
Just remember this. The Carolina's done it once. And it's been so long and so many failings. It's like a broken record. It's like how many times we got to watch them lose in the Eastern Final?
I think that Florida they just beat the ass of the one team that I think had the best chance of beating them. I thought Tampa was.
You're right. It's too bad they had to play because it should have been the Eastern Final.
And they still, they came in so, they were struggling so much coming into the playoffs. After the way they took care of Tampa, I don't know who in the East is beating them, honestly. I don't know who's going to beat them in the Eastern Conference.
I hope we're right. Now, do you think Toronto wins tonight or not?
Yes.
That's it. Oh,
I do think Toronto wins tonight.
Whoa.
Yes.
Cosmo was supposed to fight Ciaran Clark, but he had to pull off injury. You get the call. You get to go in there. What was it like for you when you got that call, jumping in there and be part of this bantamweight tournament on short notice?
Terrifying, man. 2 weeks notice against a stud, but I've been preparing my whole life for it, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and saw what happened. I came in there and kind of shocked the world. Not kind of, I did.
Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
We know your other brother Marv did the Knicks forever, but you've done just about every team in the league. You did Ames. You did Dr. J games.
But after 45 years in this crazy business, people kept telling me, you got to write a book. So I did, and here it is.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
So, Mike, I haven't literally seen one person say that literally everyone says Toronto's going to win, that they're going to either win it tonight or win it in Game 7, that they're going to win the series. I haven't heard one guy nationally that does NHL or that knows anything about hockey. So there are a lot of people that open their mouths up about hockey that don't watch one game. And I'm not listening to them. But for the people that are in the business, that are covering the sport, that know the sport, that are nationally recognized as covering the sport, I haven't heard one guy yet take Ottawa to win this game tonight.
Well,
or the series. So at the very least, I'm going to take Ottawa tonight just to – I hope that we get a Game 7 so I can actually – have the possibility of watching them go 1-14 in closeout games, and then the potential for 1-15 and a complete choke job. Because if they lose tonight and lose again in Game 7 in Toronto, honestly, they'll be written off forever. Like how many years in a row are we going to? So a couple of years ago they won in 23. So they did break the ice. The seal's already been cracked. Let's quit acting like this has been going on since 1967. They haven't won the cup, but they have won a playoff series a couple of years ago. So they have done it once. So let's see if they choke again tonight. Why not? I'm gonna take Brady Tkachuk and the Senators and hope that we get a Game 7. You wanted Game 7s? Well, I want them too.
Well, I think that when people, like you said, are doing that, I don't think it's that, and the people that don't normally maybe, let's say, watch or talk about hockey, I think that they're just looking at the raw numbers of it. And the raw numbers are this. It's only been done 4 times that someone's come back and won in the NHL. 211 times a team has been down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Only 4 times has a team come back and won the series. Okay, so it's and only 6 other times a team forced a Game 7. 6 times the team forced a Game 7 and lost. So you're talking 10 times out of 211 that they even got to the 7th game.
So that would suggest that tonight they're finished, the Senators.
That number, and I think that that's why the people that maybe don't obviously watch or all the time are just looking at that and going, it's not possible. We've seen We saw it a year ago. I mean, it happened last year that Edmonton forced the seventh game in the Stanley Cup final. Now, they came up short, but they forced it. It's not impossible for it to happen. Now, a lot of this has been talked about in Ottawa, of course, because they're the team trying to do it. And I know we don't like to talk about the Yankee-Red Sox 2004 situation, but Netflix put out that, again, we needed a 75th
you had to bring that up.
documentary about the Yankees and the Red Sox. So somebody asked Travis Green, the head coach of Ottawa, if he watched it for any inspiration. The good news for me and you is Travis Green, he's not a big baseball fan. Let's just say
I guess
that.
not.
Brady, I think after Game 3, mentioned the fact that he watched the documentary on the 2004 Boston Red Sox. I was just wondering if you had watched it, or if you remember anything from following that run 20 years ago.
No, I don't have a clue about it, to be honest. But sounds like it was a nice story.
Wait, you don't have a clue about the documentary or the Red Sox doing it?
To be honest, I'm not a baseball guy, but I vaguely remember them doing it. But I'm sure it's a nice story. I haven't had time to check it out.
Remember it. Doesn't even remember.
Travis Green is a hockey, lifer. So he played, and now he's coaching. He doesn't know anything about anything. He knows that he ate the same NHL meal every day. You know, the chicken, the salmon, the beef, the vegetables, and the juice. That's what they have.
Yeah.
There's nothing good for dinner. It's just all the same stuff. Salmon, chicken, beef, vegetables, orange juice, or apple juice.
Well, the books think that there will be a Game 7 because I got Ottawa at most places now up to minus 120 as the favorite tonight. I got the Leafs at even money here at this moment.
That's probably even more reason to take Toronto. They're saying they have no chance to win tonight. It's the Leafs. It's the Leafs. Now, I want Ottawa to win for a Game 7 only. I want them to win for a Game 7 only, but that screams to me of Toronto. Take the Toronto price.
I think Toronto wins tonight. I think that I think being away from Toronto is probably the best thing that could happen for them with the world kind of the walls closing in on them is not being there amongst their fans. Game 6 in Minnesota. Can the Wild force a Game 7 back at the T-Mobile in Vegas? Vegas is the road favorite, minus 164, plus $1.36 for Minnie and a 5.5.
I mean, it's easy money tonight for me. It's the Wild. I mean, I think they're gonna beat the Knights. No questions asked. That's Game 7 in Vegas this weekend on the Strip. They beat them the other night in overtime by a goal in the extra session. They had to go to overtime at home to beat them. They're gonna lose tonight in St. Paul, and they're going back to Sin City for a Game 7. This one has it written all over it. I love the Wild tonight. Now watch, I'll probably bend over, but I like them, and I've hit them several times. I hit the Vegas game the other night in overtime. I hit the 5-2 win in Vegas for the Wild. I'm going to take them tonight in St. Paul again at that price. You got to be kidding me. If they win, I'm getting $1.36 at least. Like, I got them at $1.40.
I think there's going to be two of these games that get the Game 7 forced, but I don't think this is one of them. I'm taking Vegas tonight in Minnesota against the Wild. I think Vegas ends it for them. But I think it's absolutely possible that Minnesota could win tonight. I do not think it'll be easy for Vegas to get this done back in St. Paul at the XL. Now, the one that I do think there'll be a Game 7 is I think Colorado will win tonight against Dallas. Now, they're big favorites. They're biggest on the board. Minus 196, I've got them pumped up to now. Plus 162 for Dallas and a 6.5. I think Colorado forces the Game 7 in Dallas.
Yeah, I'm not going to go against that. That right there says to me, get ready, Dallas. You're going to have a Game 7 at the American Airlines Arena. And I have no clue right now today who's going to win that game. I think Dallas is my lean early, but I'm not so sure Colorado can't go in there and stun them.
Cosmo was supposed to fight Ciaran Clark, but he had the pull-up injury. You get the call. You get to go in there. What was it like for you when you got that call, jumping in there and be part of this bantamweight tournament on short notice?
Terrifying, man. 2 weeks notice against a stud, but I've been preparing my whole life for it, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and saw what happened. I came in there and kind of shocked the world. Not kind of, I did.
Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
We know your other brother Marv did the Knicks forever, but you've done just about every team in the league. You did Ames. You did Dr. J games.
But after 45 years in this crazy business, people kept telling me, you got to write a book. So I did, and here it is.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
We got one more, and it's a heavyweight tonight at the Rogers in Ferrall, Alberta. It's the Oilers and Kings, and Edmonton can annihilate LA for 4 consecutive seasons tonight on home ice. And remember, they've been just schooling them. They just beat them 3-1 in LA when no one saw that coming either, including me. But I've been on Edmonton from the jump. I've been on them for months in the bottom line season. For the season, I was like, Oilers, final, cup. That's it.
That's it. The Kings and the Oilers tonight. Of course, Oilers can wrap it up. They're up 3-2. Kings trying to send it back to L.A. to the crypto. Edmonton, I've now got all the way up to minus 175. Got the Kings now at plus 150. 6.5 is the total. It's been moved up from 5.5. Look, I don't feel very good about this, but I'm gonna let my future do the talking. I have to root for the Kings. I hope the Kings win before it's the Game 7, but I don't feel good about it. I just don't. I don't feel great.
Yeah, listen. Not only I think the Oilers finish them off and do it again 4 straight years. Not only that, I'm starting to smell Oilers Panthers rematch in the Stanley Cup final. Can I throw that out there at the least today? Listen, both of these teams are no joke. They are no joke. You can talk all you want about Edmonton, that they're this, that, they're weak, they don't goaltend, blah, blah, blah. All they do is score. And when they are on a power play, they're the most dangerous thing. They're evil. I mean, they just come in waves. And when they're down 3 goals, it don't even matter. Next thing you know, you're tied up. Don't think it couldn't happen again. Now, I hope it doesn't. I want something different, but it could very well happen again. Some people may not like seeing the Florida Panthers go back to the Eastern Conference Final or to the Stanley Cup Final, but they're on the doorstep. They're in the semis, and they're going to win. And then they're going to be in the final, and if they're in the final, they're going to win. And then they're going to go to the Stanley Cup Final again, and then I think if it were Edmonton, I think they actually might beat them this time.
All right, a couple of other things here for the leftovers, including one hockey note. Utah allegedly could reveal their nickname they're going to go with before the NHL draft. There's a lot of buzz that Mammoth is what the team will be called. That means that they should go back into the boardroom and change their mind. That is as dopey as it gets, the Utah Mammoth. I don't like that at all. They should just call themselves the Hockey Club if they were going to go with that name. Shedeur Sanders has the top-selling jersey so far from the 2025 draft class. More than Travis Hunter, more than Cam Ward. Those brown
That's
Shedeur
because that's
Sanders
all anyone ever talks about is Shedeur Sanders. So why wouldn't he have the top-selling jersey? That's all anyone cares about. There's not one other player in the entire draft that matters. Not one. You think your draft picks matter. They don't.
The Bills signed wide receiver Elijah Moore to a one-year deal worth $5 million. We'll do the over-under bets tomorrow. Rick Pitino and St. John's are in line for a matchup with Kentucky. They're going to replace UCLA in the CBS Sports Classic December 20th in Atlanta. Remember Mick Cronin bellyaching about all those East Coast trips last year, so they wanted to get one off the board. And now St. John's will step in, so that'll get a lot of buzz. This is awful end of this story. John Elway's longtime agent, Jeff Spurbeck, did pass away, Scotty. Remember we did the story about he fell off the back of the golf cart, the injuries that he sustained. He passed away. And how about the news that Elway was driving the golf cart?
Yeah.
As well.
And
wild.
Did you see where it happened? At La Quinta.
No.
In Palm Springs.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. God, that's just awful.
That's where it happened.
For Jeff. And another bad one, Mariano Rivera and his wife. We did this a couple months ago. There was that suit against his church. They've added Mariano Rivera and his wife to the lawsuit for the involving the girl who was allegedly sexually abused at events connected to Rivera's church in Westchester. Not a good scene for Mo.
What could be worse for Mariano Rivera and his wife? We'll see how that plays out. We'll follow it. For Ella Finish, now this one's just fantastic. I had to do this story today. So there was a road rage incident in Pennsylvania where a woman got out of her car and she'd had enough. She climbed on the other person's hood of her car and she dropped a yam on her. Oh my God, Carver High. She defecated on the chick's hood of her car and then pulled her pants up and got back in her car and drove off. That is fantastic. We'll see you tomorrow.
Your college performance does not relate to the National Football League. It never
They
does.
played side by side with each other, and he wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers. That's an issue. That's a major issue.
It wasn't
the
that
best
it wasn't as good as
prospect
Quinn
they've ever
Ewers.
got to Texas.
It wasn't that it wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers. It was Quinn Ewers' program, which Steve Sarkisian
Why
made
would it be
very
Quinn
clear
Ewers'
the entirety of the time that Arch Manning was in Austin. So for you to argue that because Ewers is a 7th-round pick,
Quinn
Arch
Ewers'
Manning is
team.
not that good and not deserving of being first overall is asinine. It is wrong.
I
It is
just told
incorrect.
you he's going to be number 1 overall. My whole thing was I'm
you're
buying
doing
him
your
because
thing now
I
where you
expect him to
double
have a
down on a
decent
take
season. No, I'm
that
not
is
doing that.
incorrect
The
when I
best
show it's
quarterback
incorrect.
prospect to ever hit college football can't play
He's
over
not,
a 7th-round
There
pick
were two
who didn't even
perfectly
play
rated
good.
quarterback
Stop
recruits
it.
in the history of the sport.
Quinn
Vince
Ewers couldn't
Young
even play at
and
Ohio
Quinn
State.
Ewers.
He couldn't even play at
Vince
Ohio
Young and
State.
Quinn Ewers. Go look it up.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.